So these two old ladies was walking through the mall one day doing a little shopping. They'd been there for a few hours, like a lot of women do, more time than most men can handle. So Betty looks over at Sue and says, "Sue, I have got to sit down a spell. My feet are killing me." Sue says, "Betty, it looks like there's a bench right up there." She said, "We'll sit down and rest a little bit and we'll just go from there." She said, "Sound like a plan to me." So they walk up, find a bench to sit down on, sit there and rest a spell, do a little people watching, do a little gossiping and everything. So they sat there for a little while, and Sue says, "Betty, I have got to get up." She said, my butt has done fell asleep." Betty says, "Yeah, Sue, I noticed that. I've heard it snore a few times." Welcome to Gentry Vintage. I'm Josh, your host. Well, if you follow the channel, or even if you're new to the channel, I haven't made a video in a little while. Well, a week or so, maybe two. I don't even remember. Partially intentional, partially unintentional. Before I get any further, smoking the Medico Medalist today with some Carter Hall in it. This is a brand new batch of Carter Hall that I opened yesterday. And for whatever reason, this is a really good batch. I don't know if it really tastes different or if it's just, I don't know what it is. I told the wife last night, for some reason, it just tasted really good. I mean, it always does. It's Carter Hall. But anyway, so my birthday was last week. Last Monday, February 24th to be exact. Started the last year of my 30s. Yeah, this time next year I'll be 40. But I went and got a new phone the Sunday, the 23rd, before my birthday. My phone has just, it was time for a new phone. So I got a new phone, come home that evening, and after a couple hours I realized that my notifications wasn't going off as far as news outlets and so forth. I was getting text messages and phone calls, but anything else I wasn't getting any notifications. And I suddenly realized that it was kind of nice that I hadn't got any notifications. So I left them off. I said, well, tomorrow I'll go in there and make sure the notifications are turned on, open up an app or so whatever, and make sure everything's working. So I got up the next morning on my birthday and commenced to getting ready for work. And I said, you know what? It's been kind of nice not getting news notifications and so forth. I'm gonna just go through the day and enjoy the day, and not fool with none of that. So I did. I come home at that afternoon from work, sat down, loaded me up a pipe, didn't turn no TV or nothing on to watch the news, just kind of sat there and enjoyed the silence and just thinking about things and the things you should do when you're smoking a pipe. And it was really nice. And I decided I'm gonna see how long I can go without turning any news notifications on or do anything like that. So I went the entire week without doing any social media stuff, including YouTube. I am really behind on videos right now, not just making videos, watching videos. I know several of you probably put videos out over the past week or whatever, and I have not had a chance to watch them. But I plan on trying to catch up on all that this weekend. So no YouTube, no Fox News, no local news. I wasn't even getting weather notifications. Didn't turn on no TV to watch the news, nothing like that. And I'd come home in the evenings after work and sit down, like I said, and have a pipe, just kind of enjoy the afternoon, evening, whatever, the peace and quiet. The wife come home, we'd have supper, and we'd spend some time together, chit-chatting, whatever, about the day at work, my day, her day, and other stuff and so forth, and it was nice. I tell you, it brought a sense of peace to my life over the past week that I really needed. Um, to be honest, the loss of my dad back in October of last year, it's been hard. It's been rough. And my wife's had some health issues going on, and it's been a little stressful. And, other life things, everybody's got stuff going on in their life. I don't care who you are, you got something going on. But it was just a much needed refresher, a cleansing of the mind, if you will. And I feel like that I really needed that and didn't know I needed it until I did it. That's what was so weird about it. It kind of come up on me by accident, but then when I did it, I realized how much I really needed it. Work has been going good, but we've been super busy. And if you work in a workplace that has more than 2 employees, you always have those people that are just full of drama and just mentally drain you. And I have a lot of that at my work, and it's not as bad as it used to be, but it can still be there. And I even found myself over the past week at work being less stressed and just more carefree about things, not letting things get to me that really shouldn't get to you. I have a friend at work who is obsessed with the news and politics and so forth, and he kept me informed on the important stuff going on in the world or whatever. But and I even told him, he'd ask me, I'd come in the morning, he'd say, "Did you see such and such on the news, or did you get a notification about such and such?" And I'm like, "No, I ain't been doing that." He said, "Are you ever gonna turn your news and stuff back on?" I said, "I will eventually." But it's been really nice over the past week. I really did enjoy the being away from all the social media and news and all that. It was very therapeutic. So I didn't do anything on my birthday other than come home, have a pipe, have dinner with the wife, and normal routine. But this past weekend, my mom came up to visit, and we hadn't seen her since Christmas. And she asked me what I wanted to do on Saturday, and I said I'd like to do a little antique and junking, and she enjoys that kind of thing too. So we decided to do that. Well, my mom's friend, that she's been friends with this lady for 40-something years, she actually lives probably 4 miles from me and the wife. And she usually tries to see her when she's up here visiting, have lunch with her, or swing by the house and visit with her or something. But she asked me Friday night, she said, "Would you mind if Gloria goes with us tomorrow? Her husband's out of town down at the lake and getting the boat ready and stuff for spring, and she's by herself." I said, "I don't mind at all." I said, we enjoy Gloria's company. She's fun to be around. I said, "Tell her, come on." So she texted her Saturday morning and said, "Do you want to come over here and us ride together, or do you want us to come pick you up?" And she said, "Gloria's a nut. She's she cracks me up." And she said, "Lord, no, if you're offering to drive," she said, I ain't getting out. Come pick me up." So we went over and picked her up, and went to an antique mall that I always enjoy going to, and I was really disappointed there. Even if I don't find something to buy, there's always stuff that's just fun to look at. And there still was. But man, I was absolutely just amazed at the prices people are putting on things. It's probably been, I think we went there sometime back in the summer. I'm pretty sure we did, but it's been a few months since we've been there. But I just could not get over the prices people was putting on stuff. So I didn't find a whole lot. Like I said, I found stuff that was fun to look at, but I didn't find a lot to buy. The only thing I really come home with that day was There was a booth. The guy had a bunch of records, and unfortunately, it looked like he had just went through them and put $20 on every record. And there was one or two that I may have been willing to drop $20 on if it would have been in really nice condition. Unfortunately, the couple that I was willing to spend $20 on, uh, I pulled them out of the sleeve, and there was no inner sleeve in them, and the record was just absolutely filthy, to the point where I couldn't even tell the condition of it because it was so nasty. And I wasn't gonna drop no $20 on something like that. That was too much of a gamble. But um, I did come home with 4 Blackwood Brothers records. If you're not familiar with the Blackwood Brothers, Southern Gospel, wonderful group. If you're into that kind of music, you should check them out. But for whatever reason, these were $3 a piece, and seemed to be some of the nicest ones in the bunch, condition-wise. So for $3 a piece in the condition they were in, I couldn't pass up on those, and I enjoyed their music. So I'll clean them up sometime this weekend and throw them on the turntable and give them a listen. But that evening, we went to a restaurant that I've been wanting to try for quite a while. It's not too far from the house, but we've just never tried it before. And I've heard a lot about it. It's been around for years and years. But we ended up going there, and it was everything I hoped it would be. And definitely be going back there. That was fun. Sunday morning, so me and the wife have a church that we've been going to for many a years that we're members of. I say many a years. We've been going there, I think, since 2018, 19, something like that. So 6 or 7 years, I guess. We love our church. Wonderful pastor, wonderful church family, beautiful church. And we got married there last year. We love the church, but it is literally on the opposite side of town from where we live now. We used to live not even 10 minutes away, but it is now literally on the opposite side of town. So we've been kicking around the idea of finding a church closer to the house, something that we can be more involved in, and maybe get to know our church family a little better. You know, maybe be able to go out and eat lunch, eat dinner with them. Stuff like that. Be more active within the church activities and stuff. Because with our church being so far away now, it's hard to do that. We have a small group of people at church. They call themselves the church Uber group. They alternate, take turns coming to pick us up on Sundays to take us to church. And we are extremely grateful for that. I was telling a lady one day that picked us up, I said, I feel really bad that people are always going out of their way to come get us. And I said, it means the world to us, but I just hate that y'all do that. And she said, don't hate it. She said, there used to be more people in this group, if you recall. She said, the people that are in this little Uber group now are the people that actually want to do it. She said, we do it because we want y'all here at the church, and we want to help. And like I said, we are extremely grateful for that, but I still hate that people have to do that. But I heard something outside, and like a dog, I get distracted easy on things. But anyway, so like I said, we wanted to consider finding a church closer to home that we can be more active with. Outside of just regular church services, if there's other things going on at church, it's harder for us to be able to participate in stuff due to the distance, and we don't want to put anybody out by trying to bum a ride from somebody. There are transportation options, but they're not the most dependable options for that type of distance. So I started looking around at some local churches around the area, and I found one that stood out to me. It's a small church, about 2 miles from the house or so. And they got a little thing online where they've been posting some of their sermons and stuff on there. Horrible recordings, but at least they're putting them up there. So I watched a few sermons over a 2 week or so period, and let the wife listen to some of it, and we both agreed that we like the preacher. He's easy to understand, easy to follow. You don't kind of drift off, and I enjoy listening to him. The church seemed really small, which is fine. I come from the country, and small churches is what I grew up around. Just small, country Baptist churches is what I grew up with. So that didn't bother me at all. So we decided to check this church out. So Sunday morning, we went to the church, pulled in the parking lot. There's a handful of cars in the parking lot, not a whole lot. And my mom was still in town, so she went with us. And actually, our friend that we went antiquing with actually met us over there, and she decided to go too. But we were sitting there in the parking lot for a minute. We were kind of early, and my mom said, "There sure ain't many people here." I said, "Well, that's all right. We'll go in, and if there's not a lot of people here, it's no big deal." So we go in, and as soon as we come up the steps, there's a guy standing there in, I call it the foyer, handing out bulletins or whatever, and he says immediately, he's all, "Good morning, my name's Dennis. Nice to meet you, glad to have you, blah, blah, blah." And I thought, whoa. You don't always get that at a church, these days especially. And he said, come on in, make yourselves at home, find you a seat, blah, blah, blah. And so we step in the sanctuary, chapel, whatever you want to call it. And soon as we stepped through the doorway, the preacher was right there at the doorway. "Good morning, welcome, blah, blah, blah. I'm Pastor Jackie, blah, 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 blah." And he was just so nice, so friendly. Was genuinely glad to see us, have us there and everything. And he, pretty much echoed what the dentist guy had said, "Make yourselves at home, find you a seat, blah, blah, blah." He said, "You'll quickly see that we are a friendly bunch of people," which he was not lying. We sat down, and as soon as we sat down, this lady comes over, and she was a stroke survivor. And she immediately said, "I don't talk very well, but I want to say hello," and all of that. And it took her a little effort to get everything out. But, once you kind of figure out what she's trying to say, we discovered if you figure out what she's trying to say and you kind of finish her sentence for her, she likes that because it's easier for her. But my wife's mom is a stroke survivor, so we're kind of used to that kind of thing. But super sweet lady. Well, another lady comes up out of nowhere, and she says, "Welcome." She said, "I've been here since 1966. She said, "If you have any questions or anything, you just ask me anything." She said, "I'm just part of the fixtures around here." But it just continued. People were coming up saying hello, and not because they felt obligated, because they genuinely wanted to and was glad to see us. And same for after the service. People were coming up saying, "Welcome, hope you enjoyed it, hope you come back," blah, blah, blah. All in all, there may have been 30 people there, counting the choir and the preacher and everything. Wonderful service. We really enjoyed it. Got to talking to the preacher a little bit that evening, and he was telling me that he's been a preacher for over 50 years. And he pastored a church a couple counties over from here for over 25 years. And he decided to retire. And he said he should have known that was a mistake, because he got a phone call one day that said, "There's this church that is basically dying and it needs your help. Are you willing to help out?" He said, "Well, of course I am." So he come down here. He actually already lived in the same area. He was pastoring a church 2 counties away, but he actually lived not far from where we live. And he said, "Sure, it's close to home, whatever." And he said, "I'd be glad to check it out, see what I can do to help." Well, he said he's been there 7 months now. When he first came to the church, there were 15 members left. And he's been there 7 months, he said, and now there's about 40 members, give or take a couple. But it looks like he's doing some wonderful things with the church. I get a really good, me and the wife both get a really good feeling out of it. Um, I feel like that he's really making a difference in this church, and he's got a lot of ideas to try to help the church grow. Um, they For a small church, they're very active. My wife was reading the bulletin, and they have so many activities that they're doing. But it seems to be a very active church. There's just a lot of opportunity there for growth, and I don't know. We just both had a really good feeling about it. So we're going to go back and check it out this Sunday again. I talked to our current preacher at our actual church yesterday, and told him that we had visited a church, and he was really excited about it. And he said, "We love you guys." He said, "Even if you decide to go to another church," he said, "I'm a firm believer in dual membership. If you want to leave your membership here and join the other church," he said, "I think that's wonderful." He said, "You're always welcome here. You'll always be part of this family. Even if you just come back and visit every now and then or whatever," he said, you're always welcome here. You're always family." And he said, "Let me tell you something right now." He said, "Not only do I believe in dual membership," but he said, I firmly, strongly believe that there is a huge value in having a church near your home, within your community, near your house." He said, "I'm a very, very strong believer in the value of that." And I was glad to hear that he was, he said if we decided to leave, obviously they would miss us, of course. But it was refreshing to hear how supportive he was if we decided to go to a different church. And I told him, I was honest with him. I said, it's not that we want to leave. The main thing we started looking was because, like I said, the distance thing. And he said, "I totally get it." He said, "It can be challenging for y'all sometimes, with you not being able to drive." And he said, "I totally understand that." And he said, "It amazes me, how dedicated y'all are, that you always try to find a way here." And don't get me wrong, we don't show up every Sunday. There's some mornings we just get up more tired, from the week and everything, and we just say, "I just can't do it today." But he was very, very supportive of it, and encouraging. And I told him, I said, there's something about this church that I almost feel like that we were brought there for a reason. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll check it out hopefully this Sunday, and a couple more times or whatever, and just kind of feel people out, and get to know some people, and see where things go. It's not up to us. It's wherever God wants us is where we're going to be. So, I guess it is up to us, but just going to follow his lead. So, after church, got a little bit of lunch on Sunday, and there's a little antique mall place. I wouldn't even call it an antique mall. It's more of like a little vendor mall thing. It's just a bunch of, there's some antiques and just a bunch of random stuff. But anywho, got a little lunch after church, and went to the place close to the house there, and didn't really find a whole lot there either. But for whatever reason, the wife happened to stop and was looking at a shelf full of different coffee cups, coffee mugs, and tea cups, and so forth. And I'll be darned if she didn't find, it's not a coffee cup. I don't know why it was on that shelf, but check this out. This is a ceramic, a ceramic tobacco pipe. I don't know if it's supposed to be a planter for a plant. I don't know. There's no kind of markings anywhere on it. I don't know if this was something that was mass produced, or somebody made this. I really don't know, but it's cool. And it was only $2. And let me tell you, I've already figured out what I'm doing with it. I've got it sitting on the table next to my chair in the living room in the house, and it has become put my lighter and my tamper, whatever, down in there. Yep. I got a little pipe rack in the living room, a little 4-pipe rack I keep next to the chair, because I have a habit of smoking a pipe and laying it on the table, and it lays in there for a week, and I don't take it back to the room where all the other ones are. So I just brought a 4-pipe rack in there. But this was a really neat addition to set on the table next to the pipe rack there, and set my lighter and my lighters, tampers, whatever down in here. But yeah, the wife spotted that on a shelf, and I was, lollygagging around looking at stuff, and all of a sudden I hear my wife, come here. She said, I found a pipe. I was like, you found a pipe, huh? And I walk over there and she hands me this. I said, that ain't no pipe. She said, no, look at it. And I said, man, that is cool. And she said, it's only $2. I said, all right, it's mine. But I just thought it was neat. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Yeah, that's a neat little addition. $2, couldn't pass that up. I didn't find any pipe tobacco related stuff over the weekend hunt stuff. Aside, I did find a Prince Albert can that was pretty rough. They wanted, I think, $6 for it, and it was not super old. My guess is probably 80s, 70s, 80s. I'm not 100% sure on all that, but it was pretty rough. If it was in pretty nice shape, I'd have probably gave $6 for it, but the condition that it was in, no. But this little ceramic pipe thing is pretty cool, I thought. It makes an awesome holder for my lighters and tampers in there. But yeah, the wife spotted that, and I thought that was cool. That's the only thing I walked out of there with, but it was worth the trip for that, I thought. But anyway, supper should be about ready. If not, it should be pretty darn close. I say that we ordered something, so I didn't feel like cooking tonight. So I'm gonna run in here in the house, and hopefully supper is here or almost here. And yeah, hopefully I can get a couple more videos out for you over the next few days as well. I feel like I'm lagging on that now, but I learned a nice new saying the other day from this new preacher, and it's something that is stuck in my head that I really like. And he actually has, over the past couple weeks, he's been preaching on a series, and he's put it in the church bulletin with intentions of somebody cutting it out or something and putting it on the refrigerator or something, but I really like it. It says, sin will take you further than you want to go, keep you longer than you want to stay, and make you pay more than you want to pay. I really like that. But anyway, that's about all I got for now. I appreciate you. If you stuck with me through this whole video, thank you. If you didn't, well, thanks for watching part of it. But hopefully I can catch up on other videos this weekend, watching and maybe making some too. But I got a tobacco review I'd like to do this weekend. I might try to do that tomorrow evening, or I'll get it done sometime next couple of days. But anyway, I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody's watching, and I hope everybody's doing well. But until next time, I wish blessings for all, and lots of luck to you and yours.